Hey, I love the conversation we're about to have right now because, yes, I live a very erotic lifestyle. Now, when you hear the term erotic, you think of sex, right? Raunchy, smutty, slutty sex, that visceral, animalistic urge for sexual satisfaction. A switch turns on in your mind that turns you into a completely different person, one possessed by the mindlessly compulsive vampiric urge to get a quick fix. And it's quite compulsive. That's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is the switch turns on and it amplifies the person you already are, fully alert, fully present, with a mindful, impulsive urge to share with those that are willing and ready to receive. There's a difference between an erotic lifestyle and erotic moments. Now, erotic moments, as I said, is more compulsive. You literally get that urge and you're ready to pounce on anything walking. It's the reason we deal with a lot of predatory behavior because it's mindless, it's compulsive. And so you're being driven by that urge, and that urge is not coming from a very clear headed and a clear hearted space. And it's the reason most people get into relationships just for sex. It's the fear of not wanting to have sex with everything that's walking. And if you can just get in a relationship with someone, then that will minimize the urge to want to go and have sex with everything that's walking. But then when you do that, you end up with a mental disconnect, you end up with an emotional disconnect, and the intention falters in the relationship. Not only does the intention falter, but the attention. What are you paying the most attention to in that? And oftentimes, what you're paying the most attention to is that urge and that visceral need for sexual satisfaction. And then sex becomes the main ingredient for the way that you connect. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? An erotic lifestyle, it embodies both the mental aspect of things, the emotional aspect of things, and the sexual physical aspect of things, because this is what will determine your behavior patterns. And if your behavior patterns aren't coming from a fully present, fully grounded state, then your intention will be muddied and your attention will be muddied. But here's the thing with a mindful impulse is that you're very clear with your intention and you're very clear with your attention. It's two sides of the same coin. That's the paradox here. And if you've been watching my videos within the past couple of months, I've been mentioning the word paradox a lot. To understand the paradox, you get to create a line where you create a balance between the two sides of the coin. Balance is subjective, it's personal. And in talking about relationship, we often think, specifically within the mindless compulsiveness of it all, we think that we need someone to balance us out. You hear that phrase a lot. Oh, I need someone to balance me out and I need to balance someone else out. No, balance is a personal thing. What are you doing for yourself to balance you out? Because when you cultivate and gain a balance within yourself, then your intention with someone else is to create harmony. Harmony is objective, it's a collective thing. And so if I'm coming into a situation, a connection, a relationship imbalanced, then my imbalance is going to connect with someone else's imbalance. And then what is the collective equal there? Disharmony. Now, if I'm balanced within myself, then I'm observing to see who is balanced or whose balance complements my balance. And when you have two balances coming together, what does that equal? Harmony. Because for those of you who don't know, sexual energy is creative energy, which means sexual satisfaction is creative satisfaction. It's the thing that got all of us here, whether it was done mindlessly or mindfully, whether it was done compulsively or impulsively. And so now that you see how this paradox works, then what do you think matters the most here? What you are paying the most attention to? If you're paying the most attention to the compulsive activity, if you're paying too much attention to what you want to avoid and what you don't like, then guess what you're going to get more of? The thing that you don't like, the thing that you don't want, and the thing that you're afraid of. Going back to the example of getting in a relationship just because you don't want to sleep around with everything walking. Because guess what you're going to get when you're in the relationship? All of these potential aspects of these potential experiences to pounce on anything that's walking. When you're able to meet and greet the unwanted thing, meaning the unwanted idea, the unwanted feeling, and cultivate a self-care system that will allow you to process these unwanted thoughts and these unwanted feelings, then you get in a position where you can hold the space for the compulsivity of it all, but also to hold space for the impulsivity of it all, meaning the disempowering things and the empowering things, for the shadowy, dark things and the light and carefree things, for the trauma and the healing. And so when you're able to hold the space equally for both of these things for yourself, that's where the balance is. That's where the balance is. And so when you're in that balance, it becomes this fulfilling, orgasmic satisfaction. Orgasm is not limited to just what happens in sex, and it's not limited to an ejaculation. That's simply a process within the orgasmic satisfaction fulfillment state. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? This gives a whole different meaning to eroticism. And the meaning in simple terms here is pure intimacy. How intimate can I be with myself? How intimate and how kind and how gracious can I be to the things that I don't like, the thoughts that I don't like, the feelings that I don't like, but also how intimate and how gracious and how kind and how gentle I can be with the thoughts that I do like, with the feelings that I do like. And that's being able to hold the space for all the things, because when you get really good at feeling all the feelings, thinking all the thoughts, then you become more intentional about feeling good. You become more intentional about thinking positively and feeling positively. And then that's where the balance is. That's where the satisfaction is. And then you're able to share that, not only just share it, but you'll be so full and so saturated in your balance that you'll be more discerning of who's able to share that with you. And that's what makes it more of a lifestyle, because everything is connected. Everything is balanced. I'm going to leave you to reflect on that and ask yourself, am I having more erotic moments, or am I having and living a more erotic lifestyle? And this is a moment for you to be very honest with yourself, because if you don't like one, or you like one more than the other, then feed the one that you like the most. And the more aware you are of that, the better your connections will be with those that you connect with. Okay? So I'm going to love and let go for now, but thank you for stopping by and having this little chit chat with me. And so in the meantime, in between time, be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself, and make the best of this right now moment and the right now moments to come.